This document highlights the aptitude, creativity, and personality assessments and tests that I took, and I have compiled them all right here. So all you have to do is click on the links and it will take you to the results of each of these assessment tests and creativity personality profiles. Also at the bottom of this document, I have articles that support the links between ADHD and creativity. So you can click on these as well and read about how ADHD actually supports a creative lifestyle. And that supports my case for why a visual development artist position would be a good career choice for me and my specific disability of ADHD. The next part of this video highlights the results from the first link on this page. Those are the results from careertest.com. I wanted to go into detail about those results because I feel they reflected my aptitude for being a visual development artist. So when you click on that link, it will bring you to the results of the test, and you can scroll through and see the different aspects of my personality and my aptitudes and the different career choices that are in alignment with my aptitude and my personality traits and talents. So feel free to browse through that, and I've recorded a video about how this relates to my career goal. The careertest.com was the first one that I took, and I actually ended up taking this one twice. The first time I took it, I answered from more of my analytical perspective, and the second time I took it, I answered from more of my strengths of creativity and empathy. So the results are fairly similar, but they came out just slightly different depending on which aptitude I focused on. But what's really amazing about this career analysis is that the first job that this career test recommends is the role of art director. And being an art director is something that visual development artists do. Most of the time, being an art director is something that you can do further on in your career. Most art directors get started as production artists or character artists, environment artists, but being an art director is definitely a big goal of most visual development artists, and I believe that my unique personality traits definitely show an aptitude for that kind of work, and an art director is also a very lucrative position. They get paid very well, and there are multiple different companies that you can work for, and in different genres and avenues. You can do art directing for feature animation, for video games, for films, for editorial work in newspapers. You can do it for marketing and sales. So lots of different career options that include art director, and according to this assessment, that's my number one aligned career goal is art director. Scrolling down, the second one was writers and authors, and I felt like this was very much in alignment with my goal of being a visual development artist, because what visual development artists do is they have to keep the story, the bottom line of the story, in everything that they do. So for example, in an interview with Lily Williams, a visual development artist for Sony Pictures, she was saying that she has to remember, if I'm going to create a character with a dusty, patched, broken down coat, it's because I want that character to portray an emotion, a story. Why is this character wearing a coat? Why does he have patches on his coat? So it all goes back to the storyline and the character development when you are creating artwork. So the fact that the career assessment put me as a writer and author as my number two option really reinforces that being a visual development artist would be a great option for me because of that aptitude for characters and stories and writing. The third one was audio-visual specialist, and you can kind of see that's what I'm doing now in all of these videos. So I do feel like I have a really good grasp on organization of technology, a lot of which is involved in being a visual development artist. You have to be able to digitally present your ideas to multiple different studios, and you have to be able to present those ideas quickly and present multiple ideas at a time. So the fact that I have an aptitude for audiovisual presentations is going to help me in my career as a visual development artist. Public relations specialist, I'm not too keen on. It's just a little too political for me. Editor, I can see being relevant to being a visual development artist because you do have to edit yourself, you have to edit your work. A lot of times you're editing the work of other people if you're in a leadership position. So also a very good key component for being a visual development artist. Director in music ministry. I really like this. I love music. I'm not sure if I have enough of an aptitude to make a career out of it, but I like that that was an option for me, and I like that directing comes up, and also composing and arranging music, which I think is also very artistic in a way. So even if I'm not going into a musical genre, I feel like the concept of being a music director and composing and arranging music is very artistic and is similar to the type of work I would be doing with visual development in the fact that I'm creating a story with artwork the way that music tells a story with the type of songs and instruments that the composer picks. And then this is really cool, number 7, video game designer, right there. So clearly my aptitude test is coming back in alignment with being a visual development artist because so many visual development jobs are in the video game industry. And it's all about design, all about the ideas. What is this character going to look like? What is this character going to do? What's the storyline and the plot like? What type of environment is this character living in? What type of storyline are we going to put in conjunction with the game, and how is it going to tie into the colors and the feel and the emotion of the game. So I'm really happy that this was also on the aptitude test. Let's see, public relations manager. Again, I'm very good at organizing, but I'm really not political, so I would not enjoy that. Speechwriter, I think this is relevant to being a visual development artist again because you're looking at producing story here. Even it says books, magazines, movies, plays, television scripts. So I would be working with writers on creating storyline in the form of storyboards for a lot of different animation and film features. So speechwriter is similar in the fact that this is a writing position. Visual development is a form of writing, and we do use a lot of speech with character dialogue in different stories and storyline in storyboarding work. Training and development specialist, I feel like this could tie into art director. Social media specialist, I'm glad that this is on here because you really have to know how to market yourself, especially on social media, if you're going to establish a name for yourself in the visual development industry. Graphic designer, number 12, which definitely is in alignment with visual development because it's design and innovation and creating ideas that can communicate and inspire and inform and captivate people, which is what we do in visual development with our characters, environments, prop design, storyboarding, and story layout. Copywriting, I'm not too keen on that. Going down to the second time that I took this assessment, this career analysis leaned a little bit more to my counseling side, my empathic side, my emotional side. So the first one I took was more left brain. This one I took as more right brain. The number 1 rank for career was instructional coordinator. I'm not quite sure about that career. I haven't had a chance to research it yet. But the second one here is video game designer, so I thought that was really awesome that that came up on both assessments. Art director was the third, again reinforcing that I would be good at visual development, and visual development artists do move on to become art directors. Counseling and therapy, so definitely more of my empathic creative side, marriage and family therapist. All of this interests me, but I'm leaning more towards a visual artist in this presentation, so I'm highlighting the ones that apply there for graphic designer here, video game designer, and such. Again, with counseling and education. I know a lot of people that are visual development artists eventually do teach. They can work at different universities, and I definitely have considered that. I don't have an extreme passion for education, but I think I would be a good teacher, a good mentor, and a good counselor for people who are artists. And there we go again. Multimedia artist and animator is also on my career test. Fashion designer, again, another very creative career. So as you can see, there's a lot of creative aptitudes that came through for my career options from this career test.